Alright guys, this is Matt here with a Warhammer Battle Report with Bromance. We've got a game between Mr. Yoshi and Landon. You don't get to see him very much. Take it in. Let me zoom up on that face a little bit. Yeah. Oh, he's blushing. Okay, sorry, now that I'm done being a creeper, we've got Tomb Kings versus Wood Elves. Yoshi, why don't you go ahead and go through your Tomb Kings for me?
I have 4 blocks of skeletal warriors, 10 strong, sword and board.
Alright, that's the guys all up front?
That's right. 2 units of 3 chariots with standards. This chariot here, unit has the flaming banner.
Okay.
I have 3 snake servers.
Okay.
3 units of archers with banners.
Alright.
This unit have unit champ.
Ooh.
The Necrosphinx, the Necrolith Colossus with a great weapon.
Oh, he's a...
3 Khemrian. 35 Tomb Guard with a banner and a unit champ. My Tomb King, Ramotep the Visionary, my Tomb Herald, and the Banner of Undying Legion. I have Mumra, the Ever-Living, with the Spell Scroll. He has Vengeance, Desert Wind, and Naru's Protection. I have a Hyrule Titan, the Casket of Souls, and Sepulchral Stalkers Entombed.
Alright, I see him back there. Alright, Landon, why don't you go over your list and then tell us about the scenario.
Alright, I have a bunch of Glade Guard positioned up front, about 43 of them.
Okay.
Have some Dryads running the flanks, some Great Eagles running the flanks.
Alright, well it looks like you have 5 Great Eagles, so what the heck's going on there?
Alright, we got 2 regular Great Eagles. We have...
Okay, those are the guys on the far flanks?
Yeah, these are Nobles aboard Eagles with some cool magic items. This is my BSB.
Okay.
Got some heavy hitters. I got a Tree Kin, 7 of them. Tree Man Ancient with some spikes.
Okay, so the Tree Man Ancient is the guy in the middle here?
Yeah, with the...
Alright, and then like the Int guy is the regular Tree Man?
Yep.
Okay.
I got some War Dancers, and in there I have my level 4 Spellweaver with Beasts.
Okay.
Also has Hail of Doom arrow, I forgot to mention that.
Okay. So, very cool. So why don't you tell us about the scenario, sir?
Scenario is Battle for the Pass. It's supposed to mimic Mordor for some reason. The goal is to kill 2 enemy characters. You get 250 points for each character you kill, up to 2. And you get also 250 points for each character of yours you get into their deployment zone at the end of the game.
Gotcha.
So it's encouraging really, really aggressive play with characters.
So what you're saying is you got lots of free victory points because Tomb Kings, A, can't move, and B, you have people on Eagles.
If they can survive in his zone long enough.
Oh,
yes.
Oh, at the end of the game. Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, Landon, you won the turn to go first.
Landon. Good luck, General.
Good luck.
Oh, it's so heartwarming. All right, guys. Well, we'll get back to you at the end of Wood Elf turn 1, and we'll see what happens. Landon, why don't you tell us about your turn 1?
Pretty uneventful. Just kind of scooted forward a little bit to get my Glade Guard in range. My magic phase was really great. I rolled 12 dice on the magic phase. So what I did, I spammed Tree Singing and just wiped out 2 of his chaff soldier units. And as that's a blood forest not only helped me wipe it out, but started wandering around the forest eating other units. So
yeah, I see that. I see that he's got some missing skeletons, and then some people hanging out in a forest that weren't there before.
Yeah, so it was pretty funny. I mean, it was his chaff though, so I know it's probably not that big of a deal. But I used my remaining magic dice to put a Curse of Adrin here on this unit, hopefully to slow them down a little bit. And I had 2 dice left, so I threw a Wissons onto my War Dancers just for maybe some toughness. The shooting phase, I used my Glade Guard. They could only reach his chaff, so I just shot off some more of his chaff. Got a wound on these guys, but other than that, didn't really accomplish too much. But at least nothing bad happened.
All right. Well, Yoshi, we'll see how you respond. Mr. Yoshi, why don't you tell us what happened?
Movement phase, no charges. Magic phase was kind of destructive. 6 dice Casket of Souls at the Great Eagle, but he spilled with good rolling. Actually, we rolled both pretty low, but you just got like a couple more above me. I did Desert Wind to move up, heal my Khemrian, and also break one in the process. I also snagged these archers who were in the Blood Forest with Desert Wind, killed 4, moved the forest into my Monstrous Cavalry.
Sounds like a good plan.
Exactly. I moved up just a little, and I did not move the chariots closer because there's a Dragon Helm Eagle Rider really close. Don't need him to mess around with my chariots and or spit at them. And that was our turn. No combat. and I'm really scared of that Blood Forest with a couple more tree singings coming my way.
Yep. All right. Well, we'll get back after Landon's turn 2 and probably some more Blood Force shenanigans.
Yeah.
Landon, why don't you talk us through your turn 2?
Again, kind of uneventful. Scooted forward, took some, rolled really bad on the winds of magic, so I didn't get to do my tree singing nonsense. But I did.
But I noticed that forest has still moved since last time.
Yeah, I put a curse of Andrew here on that those cavalry or those monstrous snakes right there. So hoping to trigger the forest. It did. I think it did. It may have did a wound.
Yeah, it did one. It looks like.
Did a wound. And I got curse on there. So that was the best I could do with 3 dice. So you know, what can you do? Took a couple of shots, cleared out some more chaff, put 2 wounds on the chariots. But other than that, not a whole lot done. I got some danger over here that I'm worried about. So we'll see what happens.
All right. Well, Yoshi, good luck to you in your next turn. We'll get back to you after that.
Here.
Mr. Yoshi, why don't you tell us about your turn 2?
Movement phase. The Colossus charged the Eagle.
Uh-huh.
It failed its terror check. I did not redirect because it rolled like a 2 for its fleet. I charged again with my Khemrian just to push it off the board, and it did so.
Okay, yeah.
I also charged the Necrosphinx into the Autumn Guard.
Yeah, it looks like the middle of Landon's deployment zone is a little empty there.
There were some things that happened, but they stood in shot. He didn't want me to, or I guess he didn't want him to flee back, and that was the rest of anything consequential movement. However, the Spokal Sockers were able to show up. That was great. They popped up right here. No misfires. Always good. Magic phase. I tried to casket the Eagle. Failed. It was a really low dice roll to meet Landon's dice roll. That was low. Or Winds of Magic. In the shooting phase, the Spokal Sockers turned the Tree Man into dust. They lost one for their trouble. These chariots right here, almost. They did a wound to the Eagle. Yeah, I did
Ooh, hooray.
no other shooting of consequence. Combat phase, the Necrosphinx beat the Autumn Guard. They failed their break check because the BSP was not within range. And I overran into these archers here.
Spring Guard?
Spring Guard, thank you. Winter Guard passed her panic test twice. And that is my turn.
I'm just going to get a close-up here of the men of the match so far.
Oh yeah.
Dun, dun, dun.
They're not going to live long.
All right, Yoshi, how'd your turn? What? Oh, it's Landon's turn 3. Give me a second.
She's turned. I think we went right in.
Landon, why don't you go through your turn 3?
Pretty bad. I did take some vengeance out on these guys, and
More nakedness in the middle of the board there.
yeah, I panicked. I just kind of shuffled everybody to get away from the Necrosphinx. Glade Guard, but in doing so, I made a mistake and got my BSB out of range again. But these guys, of course, the Necrosphinx broke these guys, so now he's looking for some Tree Man points over there. So I'm in a bad spot, but hopefully I can make up for it.
All right, well, good luck, and we'll see you at the bottom of Tomb Kings 3. All right, Yoshi, why don't you walk us through your turn 3?
In the movement phase, the Snake Surfers and the Giants charged the Dryads.
Okay.
The Necrosphinx charged Tree Man.
I
did some
okay.
regular moves. Magic phase. I 5 dice and IF'd Desert Wind powered up, and I moved up like so. I did fail a danger chain check on the chariots when they moved through the forest, but I grew it back. Everyone else is, as you can see. Shooting, I plucked some wounds from these archers.
And for once, Landon passed a leadership test.
Yeah. Were you within? No. They
No.
did it on their own merit, like bosses. Combat. The Dryads did a wound to the Colossus, and then they mopped up. The Necrosphinx did 2 wounds to the Tree Man. He failed his ward saves, but he did not break, and he turned to face. And that's the turn.
All right, Landon, we'll get back with you at the end of your turn 4.
Okay.
Landon, turn 4, walk us through.
I got really, really aggressive because I'm fighting against the wall, and it seemed to have paid off. I charged into that combat, won, crumbled him a little bit, threw everything I had at this combat with this monster, crumbled him to death.
You got some wounds through with the tree can too, yeah.
Tree can, 18 attacks. I got like 3 wounds through with him. And then I got this over here, won that combat. I did take a wound, but I did pretty good. I didn't kill as much as I'd like, but I did have a very bad magic phase. I miscast and drained 3 levels.
Oh,
So I believe all I have left is Savage Beasts, right?
curse.
Curse. All I have left is Curse. Savage Beasts would be more useful.
Well, the magic phases are being unexciting here. All right, Mr. Yoshi, you got a plan?
Got a plan? Got an idea? Well, that's all lies. I'm sorry.
All right.
Is
Well,
it turn 4?
it's bottom of 4. So we'll get back to you and see what your horrible plan is. All right. What did that plan look like?
Well, one side of the flank might be disintegrating, but we've done some mopping up.
Okay.
Movement phase, I charged the Khemrian to just hope for the best. I really wanted to charge here and sweep, but these guys are in the way, and if I charge them into the Dryads, they'll die, and then the Dryads will get easy pickings right here.
Okay.
The Snake Surfers charged into the mighty Tree Man, but died for the... Almost killed him. Almost.
Yeah.
The Colossus killed this noble, but he's down to 1 wound left. I reformed to fit through the gap between my Kyro Titan and the building. Magic, I got Naru's Protection to heal a wound, which helped because I ward saved one of the mighty blows from the Eagle Noble. But I still lost combat, and I still couldn't reform to scoot over to move my Tomb Guard, allow my Tomb Guard to get in, hopefully, if I survive. And that's my turn. I'm really afraid of the other side right now, because I don't think I have...
This side over here?
Yeah, my, if I can kill the BSB, hopefully I can light a death some stuff, but we'll see what happens on 2 more turns left.
Yep.
Dang.
All right. Landon, what happened on 5?
I made a desperate last stand. Magic was a whiff. I sent all of my archery into his archer unit. It's really the only thing I could hit. But sent my treekin into his giant and my tree man into his chariots, as it's just a suicide charge. Well, luckily the tree man killed the giants, treekin killed the giants, overran into the chariots, polished them off, just wiped this board clean, and I'm trying to score some last minute points before the game's over.
All right. And this combat was a wash over here.
I almost matched him wound for wound, but that's alright.
All right. Well, it's your turn 5, so I don't know. Get it on. All right, Yoshi, what'd you do on your turn 5?
I did some charges. I flank charged with my chariots, hoping to bait the noble with combat res. We'll talk about that later. Movement, I charged the eagle, hoped to tear him off, but he passed his leadership check. Magic was another bust. I tried to light death the tree man, but the spell scrolled it. I did Naru's Protection, and I don't know how that probably got rolled off on the dice. When combat, the chariots gave up combat res, really, but I still won by 3. He made his leadership 7 check, or leadership 6, and that's kind of sad, because that was probably the only chance to break him, but I did a wound. I popped the eagle, overran 9 inches, which was awesome. The warriors held long enough to make sure these dryads don't overrun. This is good. And turn 6 is coming up, and Mumra might be in some trouble.
All right. Well, we'll see what happens. Landon, your last turn. What happened?
Took some pot shots at the that unit. I don't really know why. Just there than sitting there doing nothing. Treekin polished off some archers. Sent the noble into the wizard bunker. Did a couple of wounds, but I don't think I'm going to be able to get that bunker down in time. We'll see. But I also cleaned this unit up and killed another chariot. So just kind of trying to, just kind of mopping up some combats and hoping to save my big points.
All right. Yoshi, let's see if you can see what you can do on turn 6.
Hopefully rack up some points.
All right, last turn of the game. What happened?
Heroically, the Tomb Herald, he needs a name now, charged into the Winter Guard. The Winter Guard didn't wound him at all.
Not with the stand and shoot.
Nope.
Not with
Magic was phenomenal, got 12. I 6 dice light of death to kill the tree man, finally,
Whoa.
just by 1 wound. And then I 6 dice Naru's Protection. I healed back my unit champ. Healed the Hyro Titan, gave everyone a ward, more importantly the chariots, so soft and squishy because they were bleeding combat res against the mighty noble. Shooting, I only did 1 wound here, could have been something epic. Combat. They almost got half points for the Tomb Herald, but his armor save was too much for them. They also failed their steadfast check. That was Landon's bane all game, was failing steadfast 8. This final combat, the mighty noble finally whiffed his to wound rolls.
Yeah, 3 1s.
Yeah, but like he's been rolling 5s and 6s to hit.
Yeah, I was doing.
The chariots didn't do the wounds, but the mighty Hyrule Titan finally got one more wound in. Put him into the light, and he failed his leadership check, and we run him down with the mighty big movement 11 on the Hyrule Titan. He wanted that blood,
Yeah, he was hungry.
and
Yeah, so this is what the board looks like at the end of the game. I didn't get that shake on camera, guys. You guys want to give the good game shake
it
here?
was a good game. Came
Good
close.
game.
All right, and we're going to count up points, and we'll do the after battle report here when we're done. All right, Yoshi,
Yes, sir.
we tallied up points, and counting scenario points, you were up by about 1,000 points.
Yes.
So we're going to go with you first. What are your thoughts at the end of the game?
Man, it was pretty bloody because I had those treekin. It was a hard choice between the treekin or the tree man agent to send the stalkers with, and I think if I would have sent the stalkers behind the treekin, I would have killed maybe 5, and then the eagles would have swarmed on me, and then the tree man agent would have done nasty things to the rest of my army. So he just had to die no matter the cost. He stopped. I think putting my Tomb Guard on this flank right here was a mistake, because there's so much more open battlefield over there for them to move, and I had to reform, waste turns, squander about in this tight narrow quarters. Magic was a real bust, although it kind of hurt not to have a level 4. What can you do? I just glued my finger and I gave up on that. I was impressed with the Giant. He's a close MVP next to the Stalkers. If only they died. The Hyrule Titan holding out against the Amorphin Brooch Noble. I almost gave him away with the flank charge of the chariots, even though it was good combat res and hopefully would have popped them, but Landon's dice were on fire. I'm not sure on the level 4. It would have been nice to have more spell choices, but what can you do? The Tomb King army is so expensive that I need to cut points somewhere. And I'm looking forward to the next game. Landon, did you see anything that I could have improved on?
No, I don't think your magic phase was a bust. I think you got a couple of 12 dice phases, and I think
Yeah.
you utilized them pretty well. That's what.
It helped secure the last turn.
Yeah, definitely.
Net you those last couple points for the tree man.
Oh yeah.
All right.
It's true, because without the tree man, it would have been because I was only ahead of you by like 200 some odd points.
Yeah, that was the
Yep.
It would have been the dry, and then just the VP points would have pushed me over.
that wound swung it. Yep.
But we both ignored the objectives and our battle cards, which is a mistake. And if we want to do well in Brawler Bash, we got to remember our objectives.
All right. Landon, we're going to go to you. What do you think?
It went about as well as expected. I sent my arrows in and softened them up as best I could. But once he got into combat, he really started cleaning up my characters. My 4 spirits did well before ultimately dying, so that's unfortunate. But can't really complain. The one thing that there was 2 events that really turned the game. His ambushing snake stalkers, whatever.
Yes, sir. Sepulchral Stalkers.
Sepulchral Stalkers showed up and assassinated my 400-point tree man agent. So just popped up, zapped him, and from then on I was struggling to make leadership tests, and I was struggling to win combat. Second was miscast, drained down from a level 4 to a level 1, and for the rest of the game he had magic domination. So again, 2 events I really couldn't prevent, but they were just Yoshi took advantage of them. So what can you do? That's how them's the breaks. But he played a good game, and he definitely deserved to win.
Oh, that's very magnanimous of you. It's late. I can't say that word. All right, guys, I appreciate your time. Thank you for slaughtering each other for our amusement. And if you watched and enjoyed, click like, click subscribe, and hopefully we'll get some more content up for you soon.
Oh, I gotta do this. Why is he-
Landon.